What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We talk about guitar stuff here. Do me a favor and like and subscribe if you're into guitar stuff, because that's what we do. Today, we're going to do a versus video between two legendary guitars. I've always wanted to do this. I've been playing both of them a bunch, so I'm going to try to give you my best impression of the differences between these two guitars, why you would choose one versus the other. And I'm going to show you how we kind of ended up here in the first place. So it's actually going to be a Martin D28 and a Martin D18. To be honest with you, when I bought my first Martin, it was literally like oh, should I get this one or should I get that one? I don't know which. But the entire story starts, I don't know, 40 years ago, I guess, with this guitar that is in this very beat up chipboard case with duct tape and Batman stickers and airline stickers and everything. And I'm going to show you what's in this case and show you what led us to today. I've talked about this many times on the channel, but when I was a kid, we had a guitar store. I kind of grew up in and out of a guitar store because that's, that's what we did. My dad had a guitar store. And so we were a Martin dealer. And in the late 70s especially, these were pretty popular. This is a Sigma guitars. So the peg head looks like a Martin, but it says Sigma guitars, established in 1970. And I think somewhere on here it says, there's actually a Martin logo like the one that's burned into all of the guitars. But I think somewhere in here it says made in Korea. These were made in Korea. So this is a Martin DM3S, which was DM3 was basically the D18 version of this is like their Epiphone, if you will. There's beach sand in here, probably from the Gulf of Mexico, probably from the Gulf of California, probably from the Sea of Cortez, probably from Lake Superior, Lake Michigan, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean. This guitar's been around with me. I've had this guitar many years. Anyway, my dad gifted this to my grandfather, and he gifted it to me in probably 1989-ish, somewhere in there. And so I've had it ever since, and I have played the crap out of it, and like I said, I have toured it all over the world, or all over the country anyway. It was a laminate version of a D18, basically. That's pretty much what it was. I don't know how much they cost when they were new. This bridge has been replaced. This bridge had come up. This bridge had split. So this bridge has been replaced. The neck is sort of wonky. I don't actually have string tension on it anymore. So about 2016 or so, I sort of retired this guitar, but obviously I keep it around because of the story. I'm never going to get rid of it because it was my grandfather's kind of first real good guitar, and as you know, I have his last one too, right before he passed. So, kind of a cool story. Anyway, so this this has been my favorite acoustic guitar. This has been my acoustic guitar until 2016 when I bought my Breedlove. But I've always wanted a real Martin. So, all right, so that whole story leads us to these two guitars. This is the first Martin I bought because I wanted a real Martin. And I bought a D28. And why would you buy a D28 instead of a D18? Well, for me, it was, you've heard me talk about this on the channel, I wanted the real thing. I wanted the thing that was the real thing. And a D18 or D28 is that, for my estimation, and how I grew up in the music that I heard anyway. You might disagree based on what you were exposed to. So let me know in the comments what you think is sort of the standard for an acoustic guitar. Is there, do you think it's the Gibson? Do you think it's maybe a triple lot? I don't know. But for me, the music that I grew up with and everything that I heard and, all my childhood heroes and even my dad, because my dad had one of these too. Well, a lot of them. The D28 was sort of the standard. And I figured in my quest to get the real thing that is the real thing, this was the guitar to buy. But that sort of left me not having this. And this is a D18 that I just recently bought. And paid a couple extra bucks because the Sunburst was a little more expensive, like, I don't know, a couple $100 or something. But I wanted to have the kind of the real thing of what my grandfather's guitar was, if that makes sense. And so I bought a D18 too. Now, spec-wise, they are very different. They're very different, and of course, you know, they're priced differently. You know, this is like a higher model than this one, but they're not priced that much differently anymore, which is interesting. So let's talk about specs a little bit and hear them, and I'll try to give you my best impressions of what I think are the differences between the two. All right, let's start with the D28 because this is the guitar that I bought first. Obviously, it is a Sitka spruce top with, I think this is Indian rosewood back and sides. And of course, it's got the cool, I don't know what they call this. Well, the purfling's on the inside. I don't know what they call it. Anyway, I think it's cool. It looks pretty. It's the normal thing, got the torque pick guard. Now, a couple of things that are a little interesting about this. Now, I don't know. Okay, so I did not buy, I just bought the bog standard D28, right? Like, I didn't go for a special edition. I didn't go for a ultra modern. I didn't go for a whatever. So whatever that year was, I want to say it was a 23 or 24. It is just this guitar. It is the 28. So a couple of things that are a little more modern is it's got the modern pins in it. It's got the modern bridge pins in it. It has a slimmer kind of, it's almost like the Slim 60s or like a slim tapered neck. And of course it's rosewood and it's spruce. So it sounds like a D28. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. It is, the neck is definitely, this particular model anyway, is definitely like a thinner, faster sort of feel to it. The nut width and everything is the same, but it is just, it's a little different than like my old Sigma over here. Which we'll get to in a minute when we get to the D18. I love this guitar. It's just, I could just sit here and play it all day. I have nothing but good things to say about it. There hasn't been any bad about it. I've got 13 to 56s on it. I put 13 to 56s on most acoustics, depending. I've had some with 12s on them too, but my 25.5-inch scale, or whatever Martin is, it's not, right? It's like a little shorter than 25.5, is good with 13 to 56s. This has what are they called? The Foxwoods from Stringjoy on it. My favorite acoustic guitar string ever. Absolutely love them. And these have been on here a while, and they still sound amazing. So that's a D28, or yeah, the D28. It's phenomenal, but it is different. So let me say that when I bought this guitar, I wanted it because it was a D28, because I wanted a D28, because who doesn't? But this was not that. This was definitely different, obviously because it's a real one, you know, it's an American one, and it's not laminated back and sides and etc. But even how the guitar felt, it felt a little foreign. Like, it took me a while to get used to this guitar as much as I love it. So, let's go to the D18. All right, so basic specs on this, and this is a new one. This is the 2025. It has the era correct, whatever, vintage correct, forward bracing junk. To be honest with you, I don't care about that stuff. Okay, it's cool because I have it, but I didn't shop for it. I wanted a D18, period, and this was the one to get. What's weird is, I said earlier that they were priced a little different. This guitar actually cost more than the 28, which is sort of weird. I think it has to do with the finish. But anyway, so we have ebony fretboard, we have a mahogany neck, and the biggest difference with this is then we have a mahogany back and sides, which means also that the guitar is not only going to sound different, but it feels different, and it definitely weighs different. This guitar is 9 ounces lighter than the D28, and that half a pound, more or less, nears makes no difference, is a lot. Like, you can tell a difference between this guitar and that one when you pick it up. This one's much lighter, and it's actually much more balanced. If you like hold it by the heel right here, there's just the body is a lot lighter, which is interesting. I did not expect that. I would have thought that the mahogany would have been heavier, but I don't know why I thought that. Maybe this is one of those funny things where people are like, mahogany, heavy, tone wood, sustain, blah, 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 but obviously that's not the same with this guitar, which is interesting. The other thing that's a big difference is this one doesn't have that big pointy volute on the back side of the neck. And this is the more traditional oval back neck profile. 1.75 nut width still, but the oval back profile. When I picked this guitar up, it's just so different. Just way more punchy in a different way. The rosewood is so much bassier. All right, so this guitar is like at home, absolutely at home for me. It didn't take me any time to get used to it. It feels just like that, only louder and better and nicer and smells better. And well, that guitar's got other reasons for smelling bad, but I mean, this thing is an unbelievable guitar. I love them both equally. The thing is that the neck feels so different that it just makes me want to play different. And for me personally, it's not necessarily one's better than the other. It's the association I have with that one. If I didn't have that guitar, I probably would have picked the D28. As far as like which one I like better, except this neck profile is so good. I really love this neck profile. They're not that much different, but they are, if that makes sense. But this makes me play better. That guitar makes me play different, even though you might not have heard in this video, but when I'm sitting around here playing, I do. But this guitar makes me play better. That one makes me play different, if that makes sense. I explore more on that guitar, and this one I just let loose. This thing, I don't know. I play this one harder. So that guitar, that old one, I was really known for, when I was playing that thing a lot, for playing it hard. I would play in a gig like with other friends, and we would be doing stuff, and I would play so hard on that guitar that I would literally wear the pick into the pick guard and have to scrub it off later. Where the D28 doesn't lead me to do that, but this one does. It wants to be played hard, which is super fun. For me personally, it's super fun. Anyway, I like them. I like them both. They're fantastic. I'm very grateful to have both of them. It's up to you what you like better and how it sounds, obviously, because they sound totally different. Is one better than the other? I don't think so. Get in the comments and let me know. If you've played both of them, if you've spent time with the D18 and the D28, let me know what you think, because they're crazy good, both of them. Quality control, not even a conversation. They're fantastic. Both of them were amazing. No problems ever with anything. This one does have ebony pins. So this has wooden pins, actually, instead of the plastic ones, which is interesting. And whatever. I think this is kind of more vintagey inspired, if that makes sense, than maybe that one is. That one might be a little more modern leaning, which obviously you can tell with the neck profile and stuff. But good God, I love this guitar. So fun. So fun. Anyway, there you go. I could go on about it for days, but I think I'm going to go edit this video real quick, get it up on the internet, and come back and play these guitars a little bit more. Probably this one. Thanks for hanging out. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. You can find both of these guitars in links in the description if you so choose to shop around. If you use those links, it does help out the channel. I would appreciate that very much. And also, go to Dylan Talks Tone and buy some pickups. We don't do acoustic pickups, but we do lots of other stuff. We've got a special edition P90 that just came out, etc. So check that out. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.